Starting off with myself.
Well, category athlete.
How much money I make? I'm the 95th biggest streamer on Twitch. I also stream on YouTube. It doesn't include that, but I'm like maybe top 100, somewhere in there, right? These are my metrics. If they line up with yours, okay, then your revenue will probably be similar to mine. I don't stream nearly as much as some other guys. I have 9,500 subs.
Yeah, 90's kind of low for a month.
Okay, we're gonna go through some expenses that I have. Here's my expenses. This is just the month of June. Everything here is for the month of June. Payroll.
Oh.
$25,000.
Makes sense.
That is for the 50 employees that I have. Next.
50.
Travel. $55,000. That's a higher number than normal. I ran an event. I had to fly a bunch of streamers out. That's that travel expense. Next up, events. That is the production of the event. Nice.
Yep.
Next, marketing. Again, similar for the event. It's another $10,000.
Yeah.
Final total for the month of June is just the expenses, what I spent.
Yikes.
$359,000. Yeah. Alright, now's the fun part, guys. Now's the fun part. How much do you get to make? Merch sales. I got $7,800.
I just gotta say, whenever Chad is like, I'm sure you could make money by diversifying into merch, this is the shit I'm talking about. This is Ludwig doing an event, only $7,800, and then he had to spend all that out. This is why I keep telling people, I'm like, so much of this shit is done for the love of the game. And this is what he made because the companies that make the merch take a huge percentage of it to cover their costs, their employees. They have to make a profit because that profit isn't literally a profit. It's going to their employees. You know what I mean? So some of the profits have to go to them. But yeah, classic.
YouTube.
Okay.
That's just the YouTube revenue. This includes
that's good.
YouTube Live.
He also gets millions of views, so you can see how many millions of views, including the live stream and include like everything. And you know he makes a shit ton of content on multiple channels out of the events he does. Only 270, considering the amount put in, is kind of crazy.
Stream shorts and videos, 270,000. Twitch gonna be smaller for me, guys. I do not make as much on Twitch. 57,000.
That's for a big event.
About 6 minutes of ads an hour. I have 9,500 subs. That's about what you make for that.
Damn, 9,500
biggest
subs.
Bulk of my money, though, I made a pivot in my life. I decided I wanted to stop being viewer funded. All right, I did a subathon.
Yes.
The most subs any streamer did. I had like an average of 20, 30,000 subscribers.
This I decided this a long time ago. I don't try to encourage you guys. Like, it's nice if you sub, and I really appreciate it. I love that. I love money. Yay. But my focus is not there because I'm kind of similar where I'm like, I love extra, but I don't want to be quote unquote viewer funded in the same way.
Subscribers. I ran a higher density of ads. And then I said, you know what?
That's why I made a sponsor company.
As a multi-millionaire getting these people to pay me money. I didn't
like exactly.
It made me feel weird.
Except I'm not a multi-millionaire. I'm not even a millionaire.
Okay, I'm a Rebel athlete. I have an AT&T sponsorship, and I also have an Alienware partnership. These are long-term partnerships. All right, and I do one-off deals as well, as you guys do.
So this must be the amount they paid for the event. Yeah. Yeah. He's got Red Bull, who has a bajillion dollars and is willing to spend this, but they also don't sponsor many people. So they spend a lot on the few people that they sponsor. So this is like not typical unless you are like literally Ludwig or bigger.
1.1 mil.
Even then, it's not typical. He probably had to do a lot of work to get that.
This is the flashy number. This is the top 100. Why am I showing you this? It is not just a flex, although I am flexing. It is because this is what you get to see. This is what people love to show you. They love to show you the top 100. But you guys aren't top 100. Not all of you, at least. Some of you in this room are. Maybe you want to be. Maybe you'll get there. What does Miss Top 1,000 look like?
Yeah.
I'm keeping this person anonymous. These stats are real, though. This person is a gamer. They average 1,200 viewers. They stream 130 hours. Their sub count is 1,600. And if you go to Twitch Tracker, you guys can all do this later, by the way. TwitchTracker.com.
1,600 is a lot for a 1,200 streamer. I'd say I think VTubers are pretty good at having more subs than their average CCV, but a lot of other streamers do not have that. A lot of typical gaming streamers actually have fewer. There's huge variance. It really, really, really changes a lot. But this is a real example that he pulled. He just didn't want to put their name there.
Look up your Twitch channel name. They will tell you what number you are. If your number is lower, they might tell you what percentile you are in. Okay, top 0.5%, top 0.4%, whatever.
Was our streams that monthly?
Anyway,
yes.
This is a real person who is in the top 1,000. They're not exactly 1,000, but they're close to it. Right. This is all of their viewership. All right.
Poot said, "Damn, that's possible. I got like 300 or less." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of streamers will have, if your average viewers are 1,000, you'll have like 500. 500 subs, maybe 800 on a good month because you have a lot of gifts or something. A lot of VTubers do manage to get more individual subs, and that comes from VTubing having a super strong community of people that understand the importance of subbing. Like their own, not gifting, but like their own sub, and then gifting on top of that. So a lot of VTubers manage to get their average CCV in subs, but those are the ones who kind of encourage it. And then people that have more than that are the ones that really encourage it. You hear them like, I don't want to use the word begging because I really don't know many that are like begging on stream for it. You know what I mean? They mention it a lot.
How much do they make? How much does a top 1,000 streamer get? Sponsorships.
So sad. I'm going to tweet about this. This is f***ing insane. There is no reason for this. If you are over 500, you should have no issue getting them. However, I completely understand why people do have these issues because this world is very not fleshed out on sponsors. So that is why I made my company. That is literally why I made my company, is the fact that most people in the top 1,000 don't make money from sponsors. They have zero. That is insane. Yeah, Boone said, I wouldn't be a streamer now if it weren't for sponsors. Yeah, is it they don't think they can get them? There's no real information out there, and any information you do find out there is typically completely wrong or very shallow surface level and doesn't actually give you good access to good things. That is just how it is. There's very little info. So the reason why I made a company to do this with software as help is because the TLDRs, the way things are done are people get agents. You almost always need an agent to get good sponsorships. It's very hard to do it without an agent. And even if you're like, people are like, oh, email and just reach out. Just reaching out doesn't work for top 1,000. That works for top 100 typically. Not that it can't, but it usually doesn't. So my goal with making a company was to get that availability, that opportunity to be possible for people to get paid for sponsorships just in general and to get normal rates that they want to ask for instead of just getting handed a rate that they didn't even get to barter on or bid on or anything. And, you know, so yeah, my goal is to make that available because this number right here is very true. I think it's really hard for me to explain the purpose of my company to people who aren't like streamers themselves and haven't experienced this sometimes. But yeah, this is the reality of the world of sponsorships right now, is that the vast majority of top 1,000 streamers don't have any access. They don't have access, they don't have relationships built, and they can't get that done without knowing the right people. And even knowing the right people, it's so nebulous. No one knows the names of companies they're getting sponsors from half the time. They just know the name of a rep, and they don't really like know who owns that company. They don't know if there's a company above that and then the publisher. Like, they don't know who's in here. They just know who they talked to, and that's it, you know? So my goal is to give everyone on every side a lot more access to each other in certain ways and to vet them, to have a much better vetting process so they don't have to sift through garbage. Because a lot of the reason why people don't get reached out to is because the job of a rep from, let's say, a game publisher or a company one tick below that that's handing out the sponsor, they don't have the time and they don't have the manpower to sit there and just offer these things to every small streamer. They could never keep up with that demand as a human. So yeah, that's why I'm like, wow, I really need to systemize this. How do you find an agent, actually? No one knows until you become a streamer and you make a streamer friend who has an agent, and then you ask them, and then they're like, well, you could try mine, I guess. Very few people just find an agency and go, this looks good. It's almost all word of mouth on the background, you know? You can search up agencies for streamers, and you will find some that are legit and good, and the ones that you will find that have good SEO are typically going to be huge ones that will not pick up medium or smaller streamers because they don't have the manpower to, like, make that make sense. So then you don't have an agent and you don't get brand deals. Because reaching out on your own, it's like playing Battleship, except only 1 point on the board is a spot that you want to hit. And the rest are all misses, you know? So yeah, that's my goal, is to fix that a bit. There's some that sound too good to be true. Yeah. And then there are some websites that people use for sponsorships, and those often give you rates that are not fair for your time. They are not industry standard, is the best way I can say it. Yeah, it's very much like Hollywood. It's very much like Hollywood, and I'm trying to say that that's not how it should be because there are way more people in streaming. But yeah. The point of my company, when I'm talking to chat about it, I always talk about the creator side of it very heavily, but it's also very much so for the publishers or for vendors that are giving out sponsorships. It helps them a ton in figuring this all out a lot better. All because I, as a creator, experienced this and then made my reality not this, and it took years of work for it to not be this. And I was like, holy shit, there's so much like black magic involved here. It should not be that. So I used my background to
They think their agency's
do what I'm doing.
They haven't had a deal. Okay, it's a much different number. YouTube, 150. How little? Only 150. They're not posting really long form videos. They're mostly doing shorts. There's not a lot of revenue.
Even with long form, this could be a reality.
Streamer than a creator with multiple verticals. All right. Twitch, 10,000. That's a good amount of money. That's comparable to what I'm making. I'm making 10,000 as well. And if we go back to the hours a week, that was your question, they stream 130 hours. 130 hours.
A week or month?
For the month, this is all the month of June. So in total, this top 1,000 streamer made $10,250.
This is, I guess, realistic for a lot of people. Again, this person had 1,600 subscribers at 1,200 average viewers, which a lot of streamers will have less than that.
That's a good amount of money, right?
But then you lose, if you're American, you pay your income tax on this. You pay federal income tax, you're losing, a big percentage of that. This is just for 1 month, so you're getting this every month. You're losing a big percentage of that, and then you also pay 12.5% extra that other people who are employed with W-2s don't, because you're legally self-employed, so you pay self-employment tax. So 12.5% of this also goes away. Also, you don't have insurance or retirement or anything that is taken out of your paycheck first by an employer or whatever, so you have to do it all yourself.
You make $100K a year being
So
a
this
streamer.
10K
That's not
eight
bad.
after you do all
Let's
that,
go one further.
your take home is
Let's
so
go
little
to
in comparison.
Top 10,000, Mr. 10,000.
Ew.
This streamer is a variety streamer. It's a real person. It's real stats. They average 150 viewers. Maybe some of you in this room average a similar amount. They streamed 180 hours, the most of me or top 1,000. That's their sub count. That's how many years they've been doing it.
That sub count is really low for that person.
All right, let's check the
But that's
rankings
what
for
I'm
June.
saying.
Sponsorship,
That happens.
700. They actually made some effort to get a deal. That makes sense.
Brother, how is this 10K streamer not taking a sponsor? This pisses me off. Pisses me off. I'm pissed every time I see it because they could make crazy money at that viewership.
They've been doing it 6 years. They have better relationships to get sponsors.
Brother, you could buy your mom a house.
$0. They have no YouTube presence at all.
That's not good, man.
Twitch, $3,000. Grand total, $3,700.
My God.
All right.
So I think he chose Miss 1000, Miss 1200 CCV as like an example of here's someone with like a healthy community who makes money. And then this one, here's someone who gets a lot of viewers but has done nothing to monetize or get themselves paid. Therefore, they make so little compared to how many people are watching them.
I need you to put this into perspective.
This is real.
That is a top.
Oh no, it's 10K rank. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I was gonna say though, number one, this still happens at someone who's 10K for the sponsored YouTube because this is choice. The Twitch one, I think a lot of 10K viewer people will probably have like minimum 3K subs, and then oftentimes like 5. But if it's 10K rank, then sorry, I'm like yapping. So thank you for helping. If they are top 10K and their viewers are lower, this is still pretty typical, but this ends up becoming in a lot of areas of the US like not even a livable wage if this is what you're making monthly compared to what you could get in a normal job. Or maybe it is depending on your area. But if you're paying rent, you're living with roommates. Like this is not a cushy job that's getting you living alone in a house. Like this is not. Did he put average views for this example? Oh, he did. Sorry, I looked at the Mr. 10K, 150. This is 150. I mean, this person did sponsors though, which is great.
I need you to put this into perspective. That is a top 10,000 streamer in the world.
Yeah, the hour's
That is
crazy though.
not a small streamer. That is a big streamer.
Yes.
How many streamers are there in the world? Anyone have a guess?
Millions. A couple
Someone
million.
Guess, 100,000.
Million.
Just in the month of June, how many people went live? 5 million. Just on Twitch. 5 million?
2.5 mil.
It's not a bad guess, Jason. You're wrong.
God.
2 million people.
What the hell? I guess
And
global.
That guy is better than 6.24 million. Top 10,000. And how much is he making? 3,000. 3,000. They're making about
Damn.
40K a year, right? Roughly 40K a year. And that's top 10,000 in the world. The numbers aren't wrong. People trick you. They say stream makes a lot of money. It does. Right. For me, but this whole streaming system is rich gets richer. The top makes a
This
fuck
is
ton.
true.
When a sponsor wants to do a deal, are they going to small streamers?
No, they go to top guy first every time.
They're trying to hit up iShow speed, then they go, that's out of our budget.
And then I try to say, you don't need to only go to the top ones. Here's a wide display of all these people. Hey, here's some small ones who really fit your niche and will be so much better for you. Maybe do one of those big ones, but how about these small ones too? Ooh, right? It's a big part of what I'm doing, and it works.